IDE that helps you do everything, whether it's file coding, whether it's creating specs, whether it's building a production-ready agent. Spec is Kiro's opinion on how your prompt should be interpreted in structured components. For example, when you send your prompt to Kiro, it will split them into 3 major markdown files: requirements, design, and task. And Kiro will work with you to build this out before acting if you're used to other tools like Pen and Block Code. Coding agents typically take your driver's seat on the coding part. But with Spec, Kiro is a bit more greedy on how it wants to translate your business requirements into a formalized document that it will knows how to work on. And this design choice, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but anytime you make an opinionated stance on how things should be done, it adds a bit of a learning curve and a point of contention for users. Another feature worth mentioning is steering. So steering is essentially a repository of documents that describe your project. For example, you can describe what your project is about, the text that you used, and how the code base is structured in the steering documents. And while this feature in itself is not groundbreaking at all, it's still interesting how Kiro is calling this feature steering when other AI code editors typically call them rules. Another feature worth mentioning that Kiro calls hooks. Hooks are akin to webhooks in API, where an event within your IDE will trigger a certain workflow. For example, when you create a new file in Kiro, Kiro can trigger a predefined workflow such as updating a README file automatically by using hooks. And based on these major features of Kiro, we can infer how Kiro wants to establish itself in the industry. While some other tools like Tor and Clean can be treated more transactionally, where you view them as a task completion tool, Kiro wants to have a bigger scope in the software development lifecycle and be more vertically integrated. And the next question is this: beyond the peripheral features like specs, steering, and hooks, how good is Kiro as a coding agent? Because while these features make the coding experience more enjoyable, what truly matters is the underlying agentic mechanism of the AI code editors.